From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fairbanks Evening News Weekend Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Saturday edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. I'm Katie Looper. Our top story tonight, the Alaska Arctic Policy Commission has turned in a report of its findings after a 2-year study. The final report was turned over to state lawmakers Friday. The study was done as the Arctic becomes more and more accessible due to the melting sea ice. Other countries are working to stake claims, and state and federal lawmakers are looking at what needs to be done to make sure the U.S. is included, since Alaska makes it an Arctic nation. The report covers everything from construction of an Arctic port to reducing power costs. Oil and gas exploration and spill prevention was also a top priority in the report. 3 American contractors employed by a security support company to train Afghan Air Force members were shot and killed Thursday by an Afghan soldier during an apparent insider attack in the capital of Afghanistan. A 4th contractor was wounded and the shooter was killed. One of those who had died served with the Stryker Brigade combat team at Fort Wainwright while he was still in the Army. He was identified as Jason Landfair, a former resident of Idaho. His first deployment to Iraq was from Fort Wainwright, and he was wounded during that tour. He did 2 other tours there with the Army. The North Pole City Council will introduce a pair of ordinances and vote on a resolution regarding marijuana at its regular meeting Monday night. Ordinance 1501 adds a chapter to the city's nuisance code by prohibiting the extraction of marijuana oil within city limits. Violators could be subject to a $1,500 fine. The second ordinance defines public places and outlaws marijuana use in such areas. Using pot on streets, sidewalks, transportation facilities, parking areas, schools, places of businesses, parks, or playgrounds would all be off limits. Violations will come with a $100 citation. The council will take public testimony on both ordinances before voting on whether or not to advance. The council will also vote on a resolution that requests more information from the state regarding passage of the ballot measure 2, which legalized the recreational use of marijuana in Alaska.
At this point, we've just scratched the surface on some of the issues that are out there as far as starting up a whole new industry. There's a lot of things the state needs to take into consideration. They have a lot of bills on the floor right now, and we feel that by addressing some of these issues in a resolution, we can help give some guidance to our legislators on the importance of these particular instances and ramifications of them for the city.
Earlier this week at the regular luncheon for the Chamber of Commerce, the Deputy Director for the Alaska Energy Authority spoke to the audience about energy programs and where they stood. In front of a capacity crowd, Jean Theriault addressed concerns and questions regarding several energy programs that are proposed for the interior. Most importantly are the intertie connection between southern Alaska and the trucking of natural gas from the North Slope. One question had to do with how much of an impact the current reduction in oil prices will have on the progress of these projects.
The lower fuel oil price right now has not deterred the state effort. We certainly expect that fuel product will float up and down, and the experts worldwide say that that demand will probably go back up, and so will the price. So although it appears that, and we're very thankful that consumers are saving right now on their fuel oil bills, we believe that natural gas is a cleaner and more affordable alternative going forward.
When we come back, the grand opening of the Fairbanks Children's Museum was today. Also, Alaska State Troopers are ramping up for their patrols for the Super Bowl weekend. Stay with us. Welcome back. Alaska State Troopers are reminding interior motorists to designate a driver this Super Bowl weekend and are again ramping up their enforcement with a high visibility campaign to prevent partygoers from driving impaired. The goal is to prevent a fatal or major injury wreck from occurring on Alaska's roadways. Troopers, as well as local law enforcement agencies, say persistent public education helps deter motorists from making poor driving decisions behind the wheel and saves lives. Funding for the enforcement was provided by grant sources. As a part of the ongoing Report Every Dangerous Driver Immediately or READY program, you can help report impaired drivers by phoning 911.
People call in READY reports, and this is Report Every Dangerous Driver. immediately. We get a lot of people who see people drinking at bars and they're too impaired to drive, so they call it in. They go by somebody's house and they're too impaired, and friends call them in to make sure that the roads are safe. And other people see the bad characteristics in driving and call in people on the roadway who are swerving, leaving their lane, going in the ditch and things like that.
Today, a well-known international comedic actor paid a visit to our local comic shop. Dozens of fans waited in line to get autographs and pictures with Brian Posehn. You may have seen him over the years in shows such as Seinfeld, Friends, The Big Bang Theory, or The Wedding Singer, Fantastic Four, and many more. In follow-up to the Funny Fest this week, Posehn is hosting comedy shows during this unfortunate week of 40 below temperatures.
I've had a blast already, yeah, and the show last night was fun, and 2 sold-out shows tonight at the Loon. And I'm at a comic shop, which is like my favorite place to be. And it's actually called The Comic Shop. Exactly. So people know where to buy things.
The Fairbanks Children's Museum ushered in over 100 people within the first 15 minutes of their grand opening today. The brand new 7,500 square foot facility is filled with tons of interactive exhibits and hands-on activities related to art, science, water exploration, and much more. Some of the activities included rock climbing, building blocks, woodworking, air mazes, arts and crafts, and a life-size pin art sculpture. Kids were set free and welcome to explore their creative abilities, which even included drawing on walls. The interior design was inspired by many people's visions and personal touches. And Brenda Riley, the executive director of the new downtown museum, was excited to share this new facility with the community. She also says it's a fun family place to take kids any time of the year.
I think for me, the most personal thing is to bring a sense of community. I know that it's really tough to be a new mom in town or new dad in town, and that maybe you've moved to town and you don't know anybody, or you've just had a kid and you're trying to navigate your way through parenthood. We are going to be here year-round. This isn't something that's only open once or twice a week, and we're no longer at that stage where we're just having an activity once a month, but this is a full-time fixture of downtown Fairbanks.
The Alaska Peonies Growers Winter Conference continued in Fairbanks today. Monty Bone has more in this report.
Growers from all over the state and other parts of the country were on hand for the annual event at the Westmark Fairbanks Hotel. They can hold the conference when it's 30 below. They don't have time during the growing season.
Once we get into May through September, October, we're very, very busy with the planting, the picking, the selling, and really starting next week, we will be busy marketing. We're already starting to take orders for the summer season.
You don't often see a conference focusing on one particular flower. So what's so special?
In the United States, it's a very popular flower. In Arabia, in the Middle East, it is the flower for weddings and good luck. In Japan and China, again, a very popular flower.
The big issue has been that peonies were not available year-round.
And because of that, the brokers, the big guys, the advertisers really don't want to deal with something that's seasonal. Alaska filled the gap in the worldwide peony availability. So the fact that our peonies grow in July, August, and early September through the state, we're the only place in the world that has production facilities at the production ability during that time of year for peonies.
Alaska peonies are proving to be an excellent crop for export. This is Monty Bowen reporting.
Joe Cook is up next and has a story on 2 high school profile mushers making an appearance in Fairbanks today. All that and more, including a buzzer beater. Sports is after the break.
Welcome back, Interior Sports fans. Joe Cook here with your weekend sports. This afternoon, some of the best in the field of dog sled racing, they were in Fairbanks. The dynamic duo of Ali Zirkle and Alan Moore held a meet and greet at the Verizon Wireless store on Murhar Avenue. Zirkle is a 3-time Iditarod runner-up, while her husband Alan Moore is gearing up for a possible 3-peat in the Yukon Quest. The Quest is just 7 days away. A couple of race-winning dogs, Beamer and Viper, were at the store to meet fans as well. Zirkle, Moore, SB Kennels, and Verizon teamed up to put together this event to connect even more with their supporters and gain some new ones.
If they don't know anything about dog mushing, hopefully they'll come here and find out. If they know about dog mushing, hopefully they'll come and find out about phones. So there you go. That's the win-win for you.
I think the neatest part about it is talking about our sport to people who don't know a lot about it. How can those dogs be out there at 20 or 30 below? Or how can we be out there at 20 or 30 or 40 below and not only endure it, but actually enjoy it and run a race in it?
Verizon is definitely really happy to be a sponsor for Allie and Alan here and be a big support for that. Also with the dog mushing community, we know that's really important in Alaska. We definitely want to be part of that community. So it's really exciting.
Today was the big day for the Nanook Rifle team, #1 versus #2 at the Patty Center. Alaska hosted the top-ranked West Virginia Mountaineers, a rematch of last year's national championship match. There were 2 sessions for small bore starting at 8 a.m. this morning in the rifle range. This afternoon, the air rifle portion was held in the Patty Center gym. A little preview of the national championships that the Nanooks will be hosting in March. These are some of the top shooters in the country, like Zevia Dorzovac, Patrick Sunderman of West Virginia, UAF's Tim Cherry, and Sagan Madalena. Ryan Anderson of UAF, he had a 1-point lead with 156 points in air rifle midway through over West Virginia's Garrett Spurgeon. Final results were not available at airtime, but we'll have full results during the weekend recap next week. The Nanook swim team was in action for the second day of their meet against Loyola Marymount this morning. Before the meet started, the Nanooks honored their seniors on Senior Day in their last home meet of the season. Seniors Margot Adams, Gabby Summers, Kendra Ashwell, Daniel Lyons, and Kelly Marirato were recognized. Alaska looking to bounce back after Friday night's pentathlon. Margot Adams, she broke her own pull record in the 100 fly on Senior Day, finishing in 55.18 seconds. Adams won the 50 in 25.22 seconds, and she was on the winning 200 medley relay team. She was also part of the 200 freestyle relay team of Lyons, Victoria Adams, and Martha Hood, which broke a 3-year-old pull record in 1 minute 37.8 seconds. Freshman Katie Stark won the 100 freestyle in 54.44 seconds, while sophomore Nye Wynn was first in the 50 breaststroke in 31.14 seconds. Next up for UAF are the Pacific Collegiate Swimming and Diving Championships on February 18th. On the west side of town, in West Valley High School, 3 teams wrestled over the Mid-Alaska Conference title. Lathrop Malamutes, West Valley Wolfpack, North Pole Patriots hit the mats going for those medals today. The Patriots, dealing with injuries and sickness on the team, were looking for their 3rd straight MAC title. That would be a program first. North Pole's Dylan Walker, he won gold in the 220-pound class over Jake Bossy with the first-round pin. Jack Dickinson of Lathrop, he won 5-2 in the 182-pound class over North Pole's Brandon Antesberger. Travis Phillips, he came out a winner in the 170-pound class, beating Brandon Van Landingham of West Valley, and Micah E. He will add to Lathrop's win totals with a 13-0 victory over Kaylee Falks of North Pole. One match went down to the wire in the 113-pound class. West Valley's Jordan Opp and Lathrop's Tyreek Jones went the distance. Jones was able to get a 3-2 win, getting the winning point in the last 20 seconds for the gold medal in his first win over Opp this season. We'll have full results from the MAC championships next week. Controversy Friday night in the Big Dipper between the Ice Dogs and Cooley Region Chill. In Game 2 of the Stick It to Cancer series, the Chill led 2-1 after the first period, and they increased their lead to 3-1 after a Dawson DiParetro power play goal at the 16:07 mark of the second period. Fairbanks, they put up shot after shot after shot. They had a staggering 50 to 14 shots on goal advantage, but Chill goalie Adam Carlson, he made 48 saves. Fairbanks continued the attack. Jesper Oval, he weaved through 3 defenders for a goal at the 11:20 mark in the third period to make it a 2-3 game. The Dipper crowd on their feet. The Ice Dogs had momentum. Now in the last seconds, the Ice Dogs had a 6-on-4 opportunity. Looking for the equalizer, Chandler Marjorie passes it to Orval, who was trailing behind Lonnie Clary. Orval slap shot in. It's a goal, right? No. Head referee Mike Menard immediately waved off the goal. Ice Dog players and fans were livid at the call. The puck may have bounced off of Johnny Mueller's skate as he screamed Carlson in front of the net. Even on replays, though, it's hard to tell. The Chill win 3-2 and tie the series.
We didn't get an explanation. We saw a good goal. We've got to do a better job of creating off our special teams, our power play especially. Get some movement, move the puck a little bit faster, a little quicker, and then get some pucks to the net with bodies going there and create second chances. So we need to take whatever frustration our guys have right now and bottle it up and use it in a positive manner tomorrow.
After a recent announcement, there's a little more in the purse for the 2015 Iron Dog race. Wednesday, the Iron Dog announced this year's purse and contingency prizes are worth over $250,000. That's an Iron Dog record. And cash payouts, $50K will go to first place, $35 for second, $20 for third, $15 for fourth, and $10K for fifth. That's a $2,000 increase for spots 3 and 4. Contingency prizes are worth over $120,000 this year. The 200-mile snow machine race starts February 21st. Friday night, the Galena Hawks won 64-63 over the Hutchinson Hawks in boys basketball. The girls came just as close. It was a close game. Check out this video from the Hutchinson team cam. The Hawks down 43-44. The clock ticking down. The senior point guard, Ellie Veazey, she launches and banks in the game-winning shot. Hutch, they're going to win 46-44 on the game winner. And that'll do it for sports this weekend. Don't forget, we'll have a special segment, the Interior Sports Extra, on Sunday following a special edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. Katie Looper is next with weather, and we'll catch you next time.
Welcome back to our Saturday edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. So I know there's been some pretty harsh temperatures this week, huh?
Yeah, it's been really cold, but I did feel a difference today. I've been out, pretty much all week. I am feeling a little warmer. Just a little.
We'll keep feeling that way, but things might be changing back to the other way. Sorry to say. All right, well, let's take a look at weather. There's a normal high today of 3 degrees and a normal low of -16. A record high was 42 in 1940, and a record low was -52 in 1911. Our sun rose at 9:41 this morning and set at 4:30 this afternoon. We're finally gaining daylight at 6 hours and 49 minutes altogether. Now around the state today, in Juneau, sunny skies for them are at 26, Ketchikan rain showers at 37, yet sunny skies in the Anchorage Bowl at 13 degrees, much warmer in Kodiak at 41. Temperature is pretty nice in Nome at 22, a little cooler in Barrow at -5 with cloudy skies, and as for the interior, -20 degrees with clear skies. Now in our lower 48, it's raining in Seattle at 45 degrees. San Francisco is nice and sunny at 74. As for Las Vegas, 65. Snow showers for Minneapolis at 28 degrees, and then rain showers in our deep south and New Orleans region at 61. Yet clear skies for New York and DC, temperatures around 30 degrees. Now as for next week, we can expect it to be rain and snow up there in our northwest, yet dry temperatures in our southwest. It's going to be frigid up there in the northeast and cooler temperatures in our southeast. Now back in Alaska, starting on the north slope, mostly clear for Fort Yukon, cloudy with isolated snow showers in Barrow, and partly cloudy for Nome. Nice temperatures in Nome at 26. All right, now as for the interior, mostly clear across the region with temperatures finally warming up. Fairbanks at 4, Delta 8, and Healy at 19 degrees. Now as for our southeast portion, sunny in Juneau, rain and snow in Ketchikan, and temperatures around 30 degrees in Juneau and 40 degrees in Ketchikan. Now on our west side of the state, mostly cloudy in Cold Bay, sunny skies in Bethel, and scattered clouds for Kodiak. Temperatures around 40 degrees for Cold Bay and Kodiak and 14 for Bethel. Now lastly, for our south central region, clear skies throughout the entire region and temperatures around 35 degrees for Holborn and Valdez and 25 for Anchorage. Now for tonight's forecast, -30 degrees, clear skies, 0 in the hills, but it's looking better for tomorrow. 10 degrees, mostly clear skies. And lastly, for our extended outlook, temperatures are looking pretty nice in the week at 5 and 0, but then like I said, they're going to start decreasing slowly to go back to -20, -15.
We can deal with it.
I know. We just went through -40. We can do anything.
Right. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. I'm okay.
Yeah, at least nice temperatures for tomorrow's Super Bowl game.
Exactly. That's good. That's the most part, even though we'll be inside watching. But hey,
true.
It'll be good.
All right. Well, that'll wrap up this Saturday edition of the Fairbanks Evening News, and we're glad you could join us.
Join us tomorrow for a special Super Bowl Sunday newscast and sportscast, the Interior Sports Extra, after the Blacklist Sunday. It's my inner monster truck announcer voice there.
All right. And from all of us here at the News Center, have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow, and drive safe tomorrow. Thank you.